With today's FOMC meeting minutes, we saw a good deal of optimism that entered the marketplace. In fact, after Powell began to speak, we saw consistent buying activity inside of really the broader markets here, including all four index ETFs, including sector ETFs. And in today's video, I'd like to show you the ones in which we saw more buying pressure than less buying pressure. So let's start first with SPY here. SPY, if I load in our daily volatility box models, we fell just a little bit short of our volatility box clouds on the daily side. Now, if I contrast this with QQQ here, you should notice a slightly different picture. QQQ actually it touches our volatility box clouds, and we see a nice reversal here. Now, this is a setup that we've discussed at great lengths. It's our momentum reversal setup. Here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Keltner channel wedges. So we know now that price is extended from both a volatility and a Keltner channel perspective. We're looking for a reversion to the mean. We had our overbought confirmation here with the edge signal confirmation, along with this dot, which suggests the 3 EMA crossed below the 8 EMA, suggesting now that momentum is shifting, where now buyers are losing a little bit of control compared to what we saw leading up to this moment. So right away, you should see SPY versus QQQ. QQQ had a little bit more buying activity compared to SPY, so much so that we tagged the upper edge of our volatility box clouds, and we saw a nice reversal from there where folks started to take their profits. Now, if I contrast this with DIA, DIA looks similar to SPY here, a little bit less similar, in fact, because we don't even see those Keltner channel wedges plotting. So out of the three major index ETFs here, Dow is the one with the least bit of volatility, least optimism, if you will, least buying pressure as well. QQQ led the way there. Now the small caps got pretty close to the NASDAQ as well, along with our volatility box clouds. We fell just a little bit short of the daily clouds, but same sort of setup here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 Keltner channel wedges. We then saw our overbought confirmation with the edge signal, along with the 3 EMA crossing below the 8 with our momentum cross. After that, take a look at the selling activity that hits the small caps compared to even, say, the Qs that we just took a look at. So out of our four major index ETFs here, QQQ and IWM were the two that stood out. Now let's contrast this with individual sectors as well to try and find a similar story there. Now I'll go through all 11, but there's two sectors that stood out very similar to the Qs in IWM, and hopefully you can spot them before I even say anything. We'll start with XLB here. XLB, similar to SPY and DIA, where we hit just the target line, but not quite our volatility box clouds. We do see the Keltner channel wedges here and that same momentum reversal setup that we've now documented many times before. XLC, same idea. We fall a little bit short of our actual volatility box clouds. XLE, dramatically less volatility compared to the two sectors that we've just taken a look at. XLF, similar idea there as well. We didn't even tag the target line inside of the financial sector. So less buying activity so far in these four major sectors compared to even, say, the QQQ and IWM ETFs that we just took a look at. XLI next. Same thing, we hit the target line, and from there, we start to sell off. It's the ones that hit the volatility box clouds that we're looking to pay more attention to compared to the ones that don't. XLK here, same idea, got a little bit closer to the clouds, fell short of it. XLP, same idea, less volatility here compared to even some of the other sectors. Now we'll hit XLRE. XLRE is one of the two sectors that stood out today. We fell a little bit short of the clouds, but you can see here how much closer we got compared to all of these other sectors that we've reviewed. Same idea with the setup too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Keltner channel wedges. We then see our overbought confirmation with the edge signal, and we then see the momentum cross with the 3 EMA crossing below the 8. There, we then see the sell-off that takes place inside of XLRE into the close. One other sector which stood out today was XLY, but let me go down this list so you can see XLU and XLV as well. Utility sector, same idea, very little volatility. XLV, same idea, very little volatility. And now we get to XLY. This should stand out of really all of the markets we've taken a look at so far today. XLY was the sector that went deepest inside of our volatility box clouds. We had the most buying pressure inside of XLY. And even then, same setup here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Keltner channel wedges. We then got the overbought confirmation with the edge signal. The momentum crosses with the 3 crossing below the 8. And from that point here, you can see the larger red candles that start to take place as people are now taking profits into the close. So out of all of the different sectors we took a look at today, XLY stood out the most, and in second place in terms of most optimism was XLRE. If we contrast this with our index ETF volatility, SPY there, a little bit less volatility compared to QQQ, which was one of the 2 index ETFs that stood out, and the second one was IWM, which again, same idea, got fairly close to our volatility box clouds. I hope you found today's video useful. For those of you that do have access to our stock volatility box live scanner, you can review all of the stocks that hit our volatility box scanner here. And you'll also find ones like Lowe's, top holdings inside of XLY. Then we had, of course, XLY, the actual ETF. You also had Home Depot right down here. And this is using just our daily models. If you switch this to, say, the hourly models, you can find many other stocks that also triggered, where you have now the likes of stocks, say, inside of XLP with the Procter & Gamble, same thing with XLF with the JP Morgan. So across the board today, you could find different volatility opportunities based off of your trading style. I hope you found today's video useful. Take care, everyone. Good luck trading, and I'll see you in the next update.